Hello and welcome to Project 3, reaction game using ezCircuit Designer and ezCoreChart. Begin by opening up ezCircuit Designer and create a new project by going to File and then New. Call the project Reaction Game and click OK. First off, we'll place an LED by selecting the LED icon in the Circuit Groups menu and then clicking on the A0 pin. We now want to rename this LED by right-clicking on the label, selecting Rename, and calling it Player 1 Green. And then hitting the Enter key on the keyboard. We now want to place another LED by selecting LED from the Circuit Groups menu, and then selecting A1 pin. Once again, right-click on the label, select Rename, and name it Player 2 Red, and then hit the Enter key. We now want to add a push button switch by scrolling through the Circuit Groups menu and selecting the push button icon, and then clicking on the B0 pin. We want to rename this by right clicking on the label, selecting Rename, and calling it Player 2 Button, and then hitting the Enter key. We now want to add a buzzer by selecting the buzzer icon from the Circuit Groups menu and then clicking on the A6 pin. Once again, renaming by right clicking on the label, selecting Rename, and call it Speaker. Finally, we want to add a programmer by scrolling down through the Circuit Groups menu and selecting Programmers, and then clicking on Add. Our design is now complete, so we can now send our project to ezCoreChart by clicking on the Send to CoreChart icon. ezCoreChart will automatically generate a test subroutine to test the green LED, the red LED, and the buzzer. To run these tests, make sure that the USB-P programmer is connected to both the computer and the eLab 16M controller board, and the battery pack is also connected and switched on. Then simply click on the Send Program to Chip button, then click OK when prompted to save, and call the program Reaction Game, and then click Save. Program is now sent to the chip, and to run the program, simply push the push button switch on the controller board, and the red LED will turn on and then off, the green LED will turn on and then off, and the buzzer will turn on and then off. This completes testing the hardware, so we can now begin to create our main program by firstly deleting these test subroutines by clicking on icon 2. Then while holding the Shift key on the keyboard, clicking on icon 4, and then clicking the delete icon in the icons bar. Then finally clicking OK when asked to confirm the delete. We'll start off by clicking on the outputs icon in the icons menu, then clicking on on-off pin, and place this in our program by clicking on the black arrow below Start Main. We'll now double click on this icon to bring up its options, and select Speaker in the destination field and select On, and then click OK. We'll now select LCD from the icons menu and then click on LCD format and place it by clicking the black arrow below icon 2. Double click on the icon to bring up its options, and under the speed field check 1 second and then click OK. Now we want to add another outputs, so we select outputs from the icons menu and then click on on-off pin and paste it by clicking the black arrow below icon 3. Double click on the icon to bring up its options and select Speaker in the destination field and then Off, and then click OK. We want another output, so again we'll select outputs then on-off pin, and then place it by clicking the black arrow below icon 4. Double click on the icon to bring up its options, and select D7 yellow LED as the destination, and select on, and then click OK. We now want to add an address label by clicking the address icon in the icons menu, and under the label name we'll type check winner, and then place it by clicking the black arrow below icon 5. We'll now select outputs yet again, followed by on-off pin, and place it by clicking the black arrow below icon 6. Double click on the icon to bring up its options, and select D7 yellow LED as the destination, and off, and then click OK. And again we'll select outputs, then on-off pin, and place it by clicking the black arrow at the top of the second column. Double click on the icon to bring up its options, and select player 1 green as on, and then click OK. We now want to create a group out of these last two icons we added, so we'll start by clicking on icon 7, and then while holding the shift key we'll click icon 8 to select both icons. We'll now select group from the icons menu, and under group name type player 1 wins, and then click on the create new group button. Now while still in the group, we'll click on the go to in the icons menu, and it's already got a go to property of player 1 wins, so we'll place this by clicking the black arrow after icon 3. And now we'll return to our main program by double clicking on the first icon. We'll now click on outputs again and select on-off pin, and place it by clicking the black arrow at the top of column 2. Double click on the icon to bring up its options, and select D7 yellow LED as destination, and then click off, and then finally click OK. Select outputs again, click on-off pin, and place it by clicking the black arrow. Open up its options, and select player 2 red as destination, and on, and then click OK. We now want to create a group out of these two icons as well, by clicking on icon 8, and then while holding the shift key, click on icon 9, click on the group icon in the icons menu, and name the group player 2 wins. And then click on create new group. We want to select go to again, and then player 2 wins as the go to property, and place this by clicking the black arrow below icon 3. Double click on the first icon to return to the main subroutine, main program. We'll now select the decision icon in the icons menu. Select push button and leave it as off, and then place this below icon 6. Now select another decision. Select player 2 button, and then on, and then place this below icon 8. Now finally click on the go to icon in the icons menu, and the go to property will automatically be check winner, and place it below icon 10. This completes our reaction game program that turns the buzzer on, waits a short delay, turns the buzzer off, and then turns the yellow LED on. Checks to see which button has been pushed, and if the player 1 button has been pushed, it will turn the yellow LED off and the green LED on. Otherwise, if player 2 button has been pushed, it will turn the yellow LED off and the red LED on, or if neither button has been pushed, it will go back to checking the buttons. To run this, make sure that the hardware is connected correctly, and then again, simply click on the Send Program to Chip button, and then OK when prompted to save. Once the program is completed being downloaded to the chip, To start the program, simply push the push button switch on the controller board, and then once the buzzer stops and the yellow LED turns on, the first person to push their button wins. This concludes Project 3.